Now, this is a stage that I feel makes a huge difference for where you actually present your work. And if you use a photorealistic mock-up like this, and I've included one for you in the class resources, so you're free to use this yourself, it really brings things to life. Now, this resource can be obtained free from vectographic.com. You can see that in the layers panel here. That's the original creator. It is a free resource, but I've made a few tweaks, adjustments. I've swapped the background to this nice marble table effect that I quite like. So all credit for the original template goes to him, and I've just made a few tweaks for your benefit so you can follow along here. So you can either get the original from him, or you can use what I've uploaded in class resources. So this is the end result we're looking for, and you'll be able to zoom in to turn off the different layers. So for example, you could just showcase your front cover or just the front and back, and I suggest you do that, twirling these layers off and on, and save out a few different copies so that you're able to see perhaps everything laid out as a whole, but then some individual pieces as well. And doing that, you should have 4 or 5 strong pieces you can add to your portfolio to show this from different perspectives. So this is the finished article that I've populated. You'll need to open Photoshop up for this. Photoshop CC is what I'm using, and I'm going to open up the starting template that I've saved for you. So unfortunately, it's a little bit of a treasure hunt to figure out where to place your artwork, but I've done my best to label these for you. So it will start off with these folders. They'll likely be 12 closed by default, and you just need to work your way through. So if we start with the front and then cover, and I've tried to make it easier by labeling them and flagging them with orange. So you want to double click as you hover. You can see this is a smart object thumbnail. You want to double click on that. That in turn brings up as an isolated object the front cover, and now you simply drag and drop the JPEG you'd exported and position that in place. And for some reason this isn't quite A4, so you'd never usually do this, but just for the purposes of a mock-up, you're going to make an unconstrained transform by clicking one of the control edges, holding Shift, so Photoshop no longer constrains it, and you can use Alt as well if, like me, you're doing that from the center, and you just want to make sure that touches all of the corners. I'm going to double click to finish, and you can close this window that's opened up. So when you close it, it will prompt you to save. It's a PSB file, which is kind of a temporary embedded smart object. Click yes, and you'll see that updates in our PSD preview here, which looks really effective. That's got some lighting applied to it. We've got a nice kind of warped effect here, so really photorealistic, high quality mock-up. And you just need to repeat the process, working through. So you twirl open the back, double click to edit the back cover. The insides are a little more complex, but you've got the left hand side, the right hand side. You then jump to the second right hand side here, and finally inside two you've got the second left hand side. So double clicking those smart objects and dragging your artwork in. If you have exported it as a spread, you'll need to position it accordingly. So to show you a quick example, if I were to position that, and I'd need to make sure this center line falls right on the edge, so that when it's displayed as a spread, you've got no seam and no overlap there. So work your way through. editing those smart objects, saving them out. You'll see the previews come in here. And when you're finished, you'll have a PSD file that resembles this. So when you've finished, I suggest obviously saving the PSD file so you've got a record of this, but then save out some JPEGs. And you could do one with the whole thing. You can use the visibility plus cropping to save out some smaller versions where you just focus on, for example, the front and back. So come up with some different ways of presenting this, and you want to end up just with a few pieces to include in your portfolio.